to my channel and welcome to day 4 of Revolution Week. Today is the turn of the fast base foundation sticks. I have been waiting to get my hands on these for such a long time. If you are interested to know if they are suitable for a more mature skin or whether they will sit in your fine lines and wrinkles, or whether this is going to slide off your face or whether it's going to be absolutely flawless all day, then please keep watching. Okay, so I have been waiting to get my hands on these for such a long time. They have been sold out everywhere. These have been available for around about 6 weeks now and everybody raved about them. Okay, so firstly, the packaging is absolutely stunning. It reminds me a little bit of the KKW line. Really elegant, really classy and very, very simple. I have never tried a foundation stick in my life. I was put off at a very early age by the concealer sticks that just went on like a wax and just refused to blend out. So I'm really excited to try these out. I know that they have had a huge amount of hype behind them, which is why they've been sold out everywhere. So these are the Fast Base Foundation Sticks by Revolution. They only cost £5 each. £5. They come in 18 shades and they leave a fresh, dewy finish. So if you are after a flat matte finish foundation, these are definitely not going to be for you. And they say you can blend these out with your fingers. You can use a foundation brush or a beauty blender. I've bought the shades F4 and F11. Really excited to try them. So let me prep my skin and I'll be right back. Okay, so first things first, as normal, I'm going to put a little bit of the baking oil on the left side of my face. It does say that this foundation is supposed to give a dewy finish, so this might not be needed because I think this will give a little bit more of a dewy finish and more luminous. But I'm going to use it anyway. It hasn't done any harm for the last 2 days and my skin has felt absolutely fabulous when I've taken my makeup off at night. So just a couple of drops. And I'm just going to press that in, avoiding around the sides of my nose, which is quite oily, and also the chin. Okay, so let's move on to the Fast Base Foundation Stick. This is in the shade F4. I have never applied a foundation stick before. I don't even know how to do it. Do you apply it to the face? Do you apply it to a brush? Let's try applying it to the face first. I'm going to do this really quite sparingly first. I can always add more. I don't want to do my usual trick of applying far too much and then having to take some off. So it does say with this that you can apply it with a brush, you can apply it with your fingers, or you can apply it with a blending sponge. I'm going to see if this blends out with my favourite brush, which it does. Okay. Okay, so this is another level. Now come on. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a little bit down the nose because I missed that bit out. I'm applying this firstly on the side with the oil on. This is £5 foundation. Okay, I'm just going to put a tiny bit on my eyelid because I like foundation on my eyelid. Oh my goodness. If you don't like a dewy finish, you're after more of a matte finish or even a matte semi-sheen, then the Fast Base Foundation Stick will not be for you. I've got a feeling that this is going to take a lot of powder to mattify this down if you're wanting it matte. Okay, let's try the other side. I'm going to do it exactly the same. And see whether this blends just as seamlessly without the oil underneath. Absolutely beautiful, just melted so nicely into the skin. You can definitely see a difference in the oil side to the non-oil side. This is a lot more glowy on this side than this particular side. I actually think I prefer the not so glowy side without the oil, but that might change throughout the day. This is a very sheer to medium coverage. It feels really hydrating on my skin. It hasn't set in any of my fine lines and wrinkles. Shock, surprise. It hasn't sat in any of my dryness around here. It hasn't emphasized any of my skin texture. On the side with the oil on there, my pores do look a little bit larger than the side that I didn't have the oil on, so I am thinking that I do prefer this side of my face that doesn't have the oil on. That might change throughout the day though. Let's see if this is buildable. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Need any. And this is so fast to apply. Like if you only have 2 minutes in the morning and you just want to shove something on, this is so much faster than a liquid foundation. I cannot believe it. Okay, so it's definitely buildable. The consistency of the foundation stick is very much like butter. As soon as it hits your skin, it starts to melt and it's not stiff. It's really easy to blend, just seamless, absolutely perfect. This could be my favourite new school run foundation when I've only got 5 minutes in the morning because I'm getting the kids ready for school. Boom, dum, dum, boom, boom, done. Okay, so for a more contoured look, I've got the shade F11. I thought F12 was going to be a little bit dark for me, but let's see. Just going to put little dots. Don't want to put too much on, I can always build that up. This is obviously an optional step, you don't have to do this step at all, you can just stick with the plain foundation. That has blended so seamlessly into the F4 foundation. If I'm being completely honest, the F11 is slightly too warm for contouring. For me, that's personal preference. I prefer more of a cool tone to contour with, but it has given me more of a sun-kissed glow, which I really, really like. My skin feels a little bit sticky at the moment. It's not uncomfortable, but there is transfer on my fingers when I do touch my skin, so this is definitely going to be needing setting in place. I'm gonna go and put the rest of my makeup on and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look for today. I really like this foundation. I prefer it as a light coverage foundation rather than a light to medium coverage foundation. I feel in the areas that I put 2 layers on are a little bit heavier and were a little bit harder to deal with where powder was concerned, especially on the areas where I put the contour. It was moving a little bit too much and started to look a little bit cakey, so it needed blending out again before the powder went on. So I definitely think that 1 layer of this foundation is the way to go, but that is my opinion. It definitely needed setting. It was moving all over the place before I put the powder on, but now it's locked in place and I think it looks really flattering on my skin. It hasn't sat in any of my fine lines yet, which I really like, and I do have some quite deep ones around my mouth area there, so that's really quite impressive. I don't think I would use the contour shade again on my skin. Bronzer does exactly the same job, or a contour palette, and I think less is much more with this product. The less you put on, the nicer it looks, and it definitely looked absolutely beautiful with 1 coat of the foundation, so I think that's how I'm going to wear it in future. I don't think you can tell a difference between the side with the oil on and the side without the oil on. That might change throughout the day. It might look a little bit more glowy and oily as the day goes on, but we will see. I'm going to check in with you a little bit later on and I'll tell you how I've got on. Bye. Hi everybody and welcome back to the check-in. It's now been well over 9 hours since I first applied the fast-based foundation stick by Revolution. It's done really, really well. It's looked really flattering throughout the day. I haven't felt like I have been overly shiny on either side, the oil side or the non-oil side. I haven't felt like I've needed to blot throughout the day. It's felt very light on my skin. It has gone a little bit oily around the edges of my nose, and it's almost non-existent on my chin if I'm being completely honest, but this is the oiliest area of my face, and this is a very dewy foundation. At the moment, I would say I wouldn't recommend this to anybody with oily skin, but if you have normal to dry skin, this foundation is a life changer. It's so fast to apply, it's so beautiful when it goes on the skin, it looks so flattering. What is not to love? I absolutely love this foundation. If I hadn't have been doing a review on this today and I'd have been able to touch my makeup up, which I don't allow myself to do throughout the day when I'm doing a wear test, I would have had this in my handbag and I probably would have just put a little dot on my chin and gone like this and done, ready to go again. So this is one of those foundations that will be absolutely perfect to take on holiday with you. It's small, it's compact, it's really, really convenient because it's just not messy at all, and it is so fast to apply. I'm going to be getting this in several shades when we go away this year on holiday for when I get a tan. They're only £5 each, so you can afford to get a couple, take these on holiday with you and blend them together depending on how tanned you get. This hasn't sat in any of my fine lines and wrinkles, which is what I am super impressed with. It just feels really hydrating and skin plumping. I would be really interested to trial this out on my mum, who's almost 65. If you are interested in seeing that, then please do comment below and I will ask her to come on sooner rather than later to trial this out, because £5 for foundation that is suitable for a more mature skin is just amazing. So of course, foundation is a really, really personal thing. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, because no two skins are the same. And like I've said before, I wouldn't recommend this for an oily skin, but if you've got oily skin and you've tried this and love it, please do comment below and prove me wrong. I do think this is more suited to a normal to dry skinned person. Otherwise, it is just not going to last very long at all unless you are powdering it constantly throughout the day. Also, if you're wanting more of a medium to full coverage foundation, I'm not sure this is going to be suited to you. This is more sheer to medium coverage. It looks so, so beautiful with just a tiny amount on the skin. I was so impressed with the sheer coverage value of this. It looks absolutely stunning, but obviously that's not going to be suited to absolutely everybody. As far as the size of my pores go, obviously this isn't an airbrushing foundation. If you want this to be airbrushing, you need to put some sort of primer on underneath it. I put the baking oil on the left side of my face, and the pores on the left side of my face do look a little bit larger than on the right side of my face where I didn't have any of the baking oil. So possibly because this is a luminous dewy foundation, the baking oil wasn't a necessary step, and I won't be using this again with the foundation stick. Okay, so final thoughts. This foundation has been out for 6 weeks and I'm kicking myself for not trying it sooner, but it has been sold out everywhere. This is such a beautiful foundation. It looks so flattering on my skin, even over my acne scarring, any breakouts that I've got, and skin texture, it still looks beautiful. This is one of those foundations that you need to take out with you so you can touch up throughout the day. Absolutely stunning, and I will be wearing this quite a lot. Very, very beautiful foundation and so affordable for £5. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to tune in to Revolution Week Day 5 tomorrow. I don't know whether I'm going to be reviewing the brow tint or the brand new Revolution Pro brow cushion. Just depends on what sort of mood I'm in when I get back from the hairdressers. So tune in for that at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, there is a watermark in this corner. If you click on it, it will take you through to my homepage where you can subscribe. Hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye.